Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket matches. For those of you who follow the channel, you probably noticed that it's been a little while since I've posted some pocket videos or just haven't really posted a bunch of them. And honestly, that's just been because I've been having a hard time coming up with decks to try out. So I took a little bit of a break from the game, but with the new mega sets that have been put out, I figured now would be a good time to get back into it and see what I can throw together here. So for today's video, I'm probably going to be getting around to trying Mega Blaziken. You might be wondering why Blaziken, and well, the answer is it's the only card of the Megas that I have a duplicate of, so it's the only deck I can really build right now. So we're going to try giving it a shot. So for this deck, I've opted to pair Mega Blaziken with Entei and Heatmor. The reason I'm running it with Entei is because it has the same effect as the other legendary dogs. If you're not familiar with them, when it's in the active spot, you can draw at the end of your turn. So hopefully it can help us build into Blaziken faster. And I'm also running Heatmor alongside it because this particular version of Heatmor, when your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, it gets extra damage. And Blaziken, when it attacks, burns your opponent's active Pokemon. So if we have to switch Blaziken out, we can swap Heatmor in and not really lose too much in the way of damage. So it's just kind of more here for a security blanket and to try to play around Oricorio if we happen to run into that. But yeah, I'll have the entire deck list in the description of the video below should you want to try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. And I would say we would get to some rank matches, but rank's actually not available right now, but there is an event going, so we're going to take this deck into that event and just see how far we can climb. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling on and on and on, and let's go get into our first game here. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we do have the good fortune of going second. Going second's never a bad thing, but the bad thing is we started with Heatmor and nothing else, so that is a little bit of a downside to this deck if you draw into Heatmor first and then don't get anything to follow it up with. So we'll try to do what we can here. Looks like we're going up against a Garchomp deck. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. Hopefully starting out with Heatmor won't screw us over a little bit too much. Alright, to put a cape on the Geibel, and that's all that we can do. All they can do, excuse me. And we have our Torchic. Go ahead and mill our deck out a little bit here. And we do get Entei, which I would have liked to have started with. We don't really have a quick way of getting Heatmor out. So we're just gonna kind of have to live with this for the moment. We do have a Flame Patch, so burning an energy to get Heatmor out actually isn't the end of the world. It's something you still would rather not do, but gotta try to make the good of a bad situation. Alright, but hopefully they can't draw into what they've got any quicker than I can. Alright, they're gonna go with the Ino. And, well, we get another Entei, but we do lose our rare candy, which is never good. And they already have everything they need to get into Garchomp. Alright, well, this is not an ideal situation anymore. Because they're just going to be able to bypass our defenses here and just attack whoever they want on the bench. Which more than likely will be Torchic, so then get rid of Blaziken. Yep. Alright, well, this is bad because they drew into everything that they needed and we did not. So I'm going to opt to play Sabrina just to give us a cushion. Damn, unfortunately, I also lost my burn badge or flame badge, whatever that card's called that gives you another another fire energy to attach. But yeah, we're probably going to end up losing our Torchic on the next turn, I would wager. Simply because they're probably going to opt to discard the Skull Fossil to bring Garchomp back in to do the damage. So we are unfortunately off to a really, really bad start. Yep, I figured they would opt to discard, so they're going to bring Garchomp right back in. And they're going to get rid of our Torchic. And we're going to be on the back foot. That's really bad. All right. Well, unfortunately, not looking good so far. All right, we get another Pokeball. There's going to be another Torchic, which is going to get hit again, I would imagine. I'll put a fire energy into Entei. And that gives us another, or that gives us our first Professor Oak. So We need to draw into Blaziken as quickly as possible. Because right now we are unfortunately hurting. Now they can do 100 damage to Entei if they want to, and they do opt to do that. Alright, if we lose Entei, I think we just actually lose here no matter what. Now that I think about it. Because even if I get Entei out, all they're going to do is snipe Entei with linear attack. So I do believe this is a done deal already. We kind of were in a bad way and got off to a really slow start, starting out with Heatmor in the active spot. So that did kind of screw me there. And they are going to finish us off here, presumably with Garchomp. Yep, not a whole lot I could have done there. All right, we're going to lose our Entei and then lose the match alongside it. And yeah, we're going to go 0-1 to start the video out. Hopefully in the next match we can get a little bit of a better order and get off to a little bit of a quicker start here. But good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, this is like I found my next opponent here. And unfortunately, we are going to have to go first. So not the ideal start. We started out with Heatmor again. There's one Heatmor to get in the deck and duplicates of everything else, and it's going to be the one card that I draw. Alright, well, we're going to go up against a Blaziken deck, it looks like, and they're off to a better start because they've started off with Torchic. And there's Entei, the card that we really needed to just start off with, but looks like things are not going to go in my favor today with the way things have gone so far. The game really wants to just give me Heatmor to start out, which is not what we need. But to bring him in off the bench, but it's just not the scenario the game is stressing me into at the moment. And they get their Entei. Now, will they opt to attack? Well, they're going to Mars here, so we're going to lose both of our Flame Patches and Blaziken. We got their Entei and an Oak. Alright, well, we do start out on the back foot, which is never good. Now, I could thrust Entei into the active spot, but I don't really think that helps me. Because really all it does is it gives me the opportunity to draw into Blaziken faster, which we don't want. Especially since I can't draw into Torchic, apparently. Alright, there he is, but we're still missing our other key components, so we're going to be playing a little bit behind again, and we'll put our Entei down. And unfortunately, I need one more energy to get out with Heatmor here. And they already have their Blaziken, so we are not in a good scenario. Alright, we're going to also oak it up here. Now this is going to one-shot Heatmor, so there's not really a whole lot I can do about it. Alright, well, once again, we are in a bad position. Alright, well, I'd like to be in a scenario where I get the cards I need and my opponent doesn't to start, but can't always get everything we want. Have to try to play around a bad scenario. And it looks like it's going to take me a long time to actually get into Blaziken. So we're not in a good scenario. They already have their Blaziken in, so there really is no hurt to bringing in their Entei at this point. It gives us a little bit more time to try to build. If I'm even going to get that opportunity. We're not getting any rare candies, and we're not getting any Blazikens. Alright, they are going to opt to spin Professor Oak here. I can put a giant cape in the Entei. Now, unfortunately, that Blaziken in the back will one-shot me because of the burn effect with Entei, and they're already going to be able to attack. This is not good. All right. Well, none of this is ideal, unfortunately. All right, we get a rare candy, but unfortunately, no Blaziken, so it's just not helpful in the slightest. God, still nothing. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to bring in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring in Combusken because they can just retreat into Blaziken and one-shot me. which they still can, but we won't lose the match this way. I mean, that probably may not have been the best idea, but I gotta try to make the best of a bad situation, it looks like. Now, I presume they're probably just gonna tag. Or are they? Tag guarantees the one shot on Combusken. But do they want to lose the energy on Entei? No, they opt to stay in. With Entei here. Alrighty. Alright, it's just determined to not give me Blaziken at this point. So we're just gonna have to try to delay. We have 4 cards left, and both of them are Blaziken and a rare candy. And I would imagine... What's my last card left? Sabrina, probably. Either Sabrina or I know. I can't remember which trainer card I opted to run. I have a bad memory. Alright, well, I'm probably screwed, if I'm being completely honest. Well, no, the last remaining card's a Flame Patch. Alrighty, well, I have got to have a Blaziken here, or else we're gonna lose. And we're gonna lose. Oh, son of a bitch, of course. Just the last 2 cards at the bottom of the deck are Blaziken, because the game hates me. Alright, well, this is an L. Unfortunately, I could not draw into what I needed. Well, the past 2 matches have not at all been ideal, even in the slightest. But if I didn't have bad luck, I would have no luck whatsoever. Alright, well, we're going to drop our first 2 matches. Not a good showing for the Blaziken deck I put together, which is probably not put together very well. But alright, let's see if I can start off this next match with not Heatmor first and literally anything else. But good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match, excuse me. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here, and we're going first again, which is just never good. You have got to be 3 straight games of starting out with Heatmor. You have got to be just tell me you don't want me to win. Oh my god, like just what the hell? Like just, I can't. I have 1 Heatmor and then 2 of everything else, and yet it has been the card that I've started out with every single time. For the love of God. Alright, well, we do have Blaziken, but unfortunately, because we started with Heatmor, we gotta have 2 turns to get him out. But unfortunately, that where they started with the baby, if they attack, they do 220 damage to themselves, so that is something. But unfortunately, we can't play any cards from our hand because of the effect of the Chingling. Yep, so I can't do anything here. Other than draw. But you really couldn't do anything much anyhow. Oh, it's just items. I thought it was just cards in general. But we can't play a rare candy, so there is that. So we're just going to have to just end our turn here. Now, if they do attack, the bright side is that they lose Chingling. But they've already got their Magneton. Now, they opt to attack here and lose the Chingling. That'd be something they'd want to do. Alright, they draw into another Magnemite. They get the shiny version. Man, we're going to get red carded. Can't wait to not get anything that I just had a moment ago. There it is. Alright, we do get a Pokemon Communication, but unfortunately, I just don't have rare candy, so what we're going to do, player Pokemon Communication, and hope that gives me Blaziken. It did not. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place a Torchic down here. Put energy into our Heatmor. And we're just going to swing and get Chingling out of the way. Now, unfortunately, the next turn, if they've already got it, then Magnezone. Yeah, they've got Magnezone. So once again, we are just on the back foot. Right, this is why Heatmor's here, is to play around Oricorio, but unfortunately, where I keep drawing into him first, it just throws everything off. But only I would draw into a card that I have one of 3 times in a row and not get anything else to start. Because of course I would. Alright, well, we're going to put Entei into the active spot here, because I can't guarantee I'll draw into Blaziken next turn, especially not with my luck. There's Blaziken, of course. Of course. My luck is to choose to put Entei into the active spot and then actually draw into Blaziken, because I guess the game hates me today. Alright, well, I guess we'll just attack here. And we get our rare candy back. And they're absolutely going to tag into Oricorio, I would presume. Because I'm not going to be able to hurt it with Entei. But if they do, they lose 2 energy here. Alright, they do. I'll put a cape on the Magnezone. Like Copycat, but I only have 1 card, so I just can get 1. Or do they attack here? I mean, I guess they could just attack and then swap. But it leaves me no other option but to have to swap myself. Alright, the card in their hand they have is a Cyrus. Then we are screwed. And of course it is. And we're gonna get knocked out by Magnezone here. Well, alright, what a just terrible day for for Pocket. Like, I just did not have any sort of luck whatsoever. Just, of course, I would draw into Heatmor to start 3 consecutive times, ensuring that I don't win. Because it takes too long to get him out, which I guess probably just not a good idea to run Heatmor. It was just a thought that I had, and a bad one. So I'm going to have to definitely try this deck again, but not have Heatmor, because it apparently is the card with magnetism that I will always draw first into and not get anything else. So yeah, this is my version of the Blaziken deck that did not go well at all. But again, feel free to leave me any notes or any deck builds with Blaziken that might be fun to try. Preferably any that don't have Heatmor in it. But alright, well, if you made this far in the video, I do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.